Okay. You are Sunita, perhaps?
Sarita, sir.
You are
Sarita.
Sunita. You are Sunita.
Sarita, sir.
Sarita. Yes, okay.
Again.
Sarita, who is a judgment debtor?
Sir, against whom a decree is passed is called judgment debtor.
What is precept?
Sir, precept means when a court sends an order to another court to attachment the property of a judgment debtor, it is called precept, and it is given in section 46 in CPC.
Where that precept application is to be filed? Where that application for issue of precept is to be filed?
The court passing the decree, in that court one applies to for precept.
Okay. What is restitution of property?
Sir, restitution means to restore the property. If one court pass a wrong judgment, then one party gives application to the court to restore the property to him. It is called restitution of property, and it is given in section 144 in CPC.
What do you mean by wrong judgment?
Sir, wrong judgment means if it is not decided on the merits of the issue or merits of the case, then it is called wrong judgment, sir.
What is a foreign judgment?
Sir, if a judgment is given by the foreign court, it is called foreign judgment, and it is given in section 2(6) in CPC.
When that foreign judgment is not binding?
Sir, there are certain conditions in these cases. Foreign judgment is not binding, like when it is passed on fraud, or it is against on the Indian law or international law, and these are the cases when foreign judgment is not binding, and it is given in section 213 in CPC. Sir, is section 13 in CPC.
Can there be a suit against the government without giving notice under section 80 of the CPC?
Yes, sir. Section 80 subclause 2, if there is it is urgent in nature, then without giving notice, then a suit is instituted. It is urgent when it is urgent in nature.
Then what is other restriction? What is other restriction in that case?
Sir, one reason I know, other reasons I don't know. Sir, urgent in nature, subclause 2, section 8 subclause 2, urgent in nature, but that much I know, sir.
When a search warrant is to be issued?
Sir, search warrant, again, sir?
When search warrant is issued by the magistrate?
Sir, when a thing is not known to the court in which position it is, or when a document is not known, or a part of the thing is not known to the court that in which position it is, or in a general search. In this case, or when a person is wrongfully restrained in a home, at that time search warrant is issued.
When admission of a third party becomes relevant?
Sir, when it refers, when the person who refers that the third party know the things, at that time third party's admission is relevant.
What is leading to discovery?
Sir, leading to discovery, it is given in section 27 of Indian Evidence Act. total confession which is given by the accused to the police is not relevant, but that fact which leads to discovery is relevant in section 27 of Indian Evidence Act.
What is universal donee?
Sir, the donee which accept all the rights and liabilities of a gift, it is called universal donee, and it is given in section Transfer of Property Act.
What is the difference between void marriage and voidable marriage?
Sir, void marriage means void ab initio, means from the starting the marriage is void. It is given under three cases, like when a person commits bigamy, when within a prohibited relationship he commits marriage, and within the subinter relationship he commits marriage. In these cases the marriage is void, and it is given in section 11 Hindu Marriage Act 1955. And voidable marriage means when the marriage is under the influence of fraud, coercion, or not free consent, or respondent when conceal his pregnancy. At that cases, the marriage is voidable, and it is given in section 12 in Hindu Marriage Act 1955.
Is there any time limit for to file a petition to declare the marriage void in case of voidable marriage?
Sir, I can say, sir.
Okay, since the time is very limited, I request the second panelist to take your interview. Thereafter, I will try
Okay,
to
sir.
give a feedback as early as possible. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes, can you give a brief introduction of yours?
Sir, I am Sarita Moharana. I have completed my PG in PMR from Utkal University. Then I have completed my LLB from University Law College. Then I have completed my PhD from Department of PMR from Utkal University.
So, what was your thesis?
Sir, corporate social responsibility in SBI and SDFC Bank.
And so, in the banking sector, right? So
CSR
basically,
activity.
CSR.
Activity.
So far as this finance companies are concerned, are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Slow, very slow, sir.
All right, just a second. So, what was your hypothesis?
Sir, my hypothesis are public sector bank doing more CSR activities than private banks, and to find the objectives that why public sector bank like SBI has done so many CSR activities than other private sector banks like SDFC, ICICI, and this much I can recall, sir.
Okay. So, in so far as you are doing, you have done your research on CSR, right? Recently, there is there is an amendment to Companies Act in which the Financial Reporting Authority has been incorporated. Do you have any idea about that?
Sir, Companies Act 2013, one amendment was there on compulsory CSR activities of the net profits of the company. 2% of their net profit preceding 3 financial year is spent on CSR activities. That much I know. But other thing I don't know. One thing, Companies Act 2013 amendment, that thing I know, sir.
Okay. So suppose a company or the banking company does not follow the particular statute amendment in so far as CSR is concerned, then what is the action? What action could be taken against those banking institutions?
So there is a punishment regarding this. Exact, I unable to recall, but there is a punishment, sir, if someone violates the rule.
Okay. What do you mean by, do you have got any idea about Negotiable Instrument Act?
No, sir, I have personal law, so I have no idea in NIE, sir.
So then how do you expect, why do you think that when you will join uh, the judiciary, then you will be posted at a place where you need to deal with negotiable instrument, the cases related to negotiable instrument? How do you expect yourself to address to that uh, responsibility?
Sir, if some cases are come to me, then I will study that act in elaborately, and I will try to learn that act. But right now, I have no
So,
idea on it.
so now then, can you say the hierarchy of the courts, either civil court and criminal court?
Sir, see, in civil cases Supreme Court, then High Court and District Court, then senior civil judge, then after that Civil Judge Junior Division. That much, sir. Or
Can you
in
please?
criminal cases, Court of Supreme Court, then High Court, then Court of Session, then STGM, then JMFC, then JMSC.
Okay. Since you have done you have done PG in what was your specialization in postgraduate?
Sir, personal management and industrial relation, HR, human resource, sir.
Okay. So far as industrial relation is concerned, you have any idea about Industrial Disputes Act?
IT Act 1947. That much I can recall, but as some knowledge are there, but details I have not recall, sir,
Regarding
idea.
any idea on minimum wages or employee compensation?
Minimum payment of wages act, sir. That much act I can recall, but details I have no details.
All right, all right.
Because there is a long gap, sir, so I can't recall all these acts, sir.
Okay. I'll tell you a situation where, for example, um in a for a professionals, right? Let's say a chartered accountant who needs to do audit, right? We are
Okay.
confining to your area, and he has not done the audit properly, for which we term it as a misconduct of the professional. Correct? Are you getting me?
I'm not able to hear you,
I'm
sir.
I'm I'm, I'm giving you a situation regarding, let's say, uh, a banking institution or a company where a professional who is to audit, right? Let's say you have worked on CSR activities, who needs to audit, and the audit has not been done properly, right? So this would be treated as a misconduct. For that misconduct, whether that professional for not conducting the audit properly will be prosecuted or not. If prosecuted, what is the procedure and how it will be prosecuted?
Sir, I can say, sir.
Okay, all right. I mean, that was your area. That's why we try to confine
Sir.
the questions to that area.
Okay, sir, I will go through it.
Okay. Uh, what do you have any idea about private defense?
Sir, private defense.
Yes.
Sir, private defense means nothing is
In
an offense. if he commits any wrong to save save him or as well as other person and his property and as well as other property, it is not an offense and it is given in general exception in IPC in section 906 to 106 in IPC.
Okay. Can the plea of private defense be taken to protect another person, let's say third person?
Yes, sir. There is a provision. One can protect himself and also use private defense against the other person to protect him.
So, what is your opinion regarding the recent judgment of Supreme Court in abrogation of Article 370?
Sir, as far my knowledge is concerned, it is a very good decision taken by Honorable Supreme Court, because if our country is one where there should be two constitution, two flag. So Jammu and Kashmir is the part of our country. So there should be one constitution and one flag, and all people are like equal, be treated as same in our country. So the special status should not be given to them, because India is a country of secular country, and all are treated should be equal. So as far as my knowledge is concerned, it is a very
Do you
good decision.
support reservation?
Uh, Reservation, as far as concern, reservation should be given on on the basis of economic, not by caste, because there are some caste, maybe in lower caste, but they are economically independent. So I maybe my in my opinion, there should be reservation on economic independency, not by caste, sir.
How it will be determined? How do you decide or uh, decide the economic category
Sir,
status?
there
Is
should
there
be a
any?
sort of annual income of every person, like per capita income.
No,
In
that should
this,
be. Yes, we got this. Now the question is, in the present scenario, whatever the setup we have, do we have any uh, procedure in which we can find out the economic status of a citizen?
sir, government should take steps to establish a committee who will inquire about this, annual, all these things to per
No, this
capita
is
income.
suggestive. This is suggestive. Very good.
So
But whatever
as
we
far as
have,
again, sir, ମାନେ ମତେ ଲାଗୁଛି ସାର୍ ଏଇଟା ହିଁ ମାନେ ଠିକ
no, no,
ହବ।
এটা ଆପଣ suggestive measures के लिए government should do it. But suppose we want to find out somebody's economic status, right? So do we have, in the present scenario, do you have any sorts of provisions or procedures in which we can say that this is the status of a citizen? Like you get to know somebody's caste from a caste certificate, right? So how do you determine whatever is available today? What is the process, or who is the authority to certify the economic status of a person?
So like in SCBC, creamy layer, there is two category, creamy layer and non-creamy layer. That should be done, sir. Like in if in SCBC, then other caste should be done. One type of, there should be two categories. One is like creamy layer, or another is non-creamy layer. That type of government should done in certificate should be given on that type, sir.
Okay. So what do you have any idea about Supreme Court's view on creamy layer in case of reservations?
Sir, creamy layer should not be taken
No,
any
any judgment.
reservation.
No, no,
Sir?
that Any judgment if you have any idea about reservation and creamy layer?
Sir, I read, but I can't recall, but I read this judgment, sir.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Yes,
Good.
Sita.
Okay, sir.
I want to give you a feedback in few minutes. That is judgment debtor. You have improved a lot. Judgment of debtor means against whom an executable decree has been passed. Executable decree. Precept. Precept, I put a question. Precept means when a execution application is pending in a particular court which has passed the decree, and there is apprehension that the judgment debtor will dispose of the property which is situated outside the jurisdiction of that court on the request of the decree holder. A precept will be issued by the court where the execution application is pending for attachment of that property. That is precept. Rescission, you said a wrong judgment. No, wrong judgment is not there. When a judgment, by virtue of a judgment, some property has been, the delivery of possession has been made, a property has been, that the possession of property has been delivered to one of the parties. Thereafter, in appeal, it was set aside. And by virtue of that appeal, the property will be restored to the original person. Then that is called restitution.
Okay.
First, there is a decree. By virtue of that decree, some property delivery possession has been made in respect of such property to a party. Thereafter, in appeal, it is set aside. And by virtue of that appellate order, that property is to be restored. So that is called restitution, not a wrong
Okay.
judgment.
Okay.
Okay, foreign judgment, a judgment passed by a foreign court outside India, that is foreign judgment. It is not binding when there is want of jurisdiction. Other you also told. No suit without notice, yes, that can be filed, but no relief can be given in that suit without hearing the government pleader, either interim, etc. That is a restriction. Search warrant is issued for production of document, for restoration of abducted female, etc., and for restoration of a person who has been confined in such a manner that amounts to an offense. The three categories. Admission of a third party whose position is to prove as against a party to the suit. That you know.
Okay.
That illustration there, leading to
Okay.
discovery, when a person in police custody gives any statement, thereby any fact discovered, whether there is confession or not, that fact discovered is admission. Universal daily, when all the properties of the person has been gifted, the Tony is called universal daily, you will take the property subject of the liability. Bird marriage and bird malus, bird, three conditions, as you told, those are not compliant, that's a bird marriage. In case of bird marriage, you also tell, but there is 1 year if the force or the has been seized, or there is no relationship between the parties when the pregnancy is there. Knowing this, when this time limit is there. This time limit, okay, you have improved a lot. Yes,
Limit,
you
sir,
try
okay.
to.
Sir, time limit 1 year.
Time limit is 1 year so far as bird malum marriage is concerned, when after the force or the coercion, etc., fraud has been seized. Or if the pregnancy is there, after knowing the pregnancy, the other side, the husband must not have kept any relationship, sexual relationship. That cannot be. You go through it, section 12.
I get it,
That
sir.
provision is. Okay. Thank you.
I get it.
Sir, requesting you to please give your valuable feedback.
Madam, as you are, I mean, you have read a lot. As you are, you have done your PhD, and in Viva, it might so happen that you may get questions on those areas because it seems that you are in commercial laws and banking and CSR, right? So when you are talking about the compulsory CSR activities, so there are questions of audit and other things will come. Okay, so therefore I was trying to give a hint about national.
I will, sir, go through it, sir. Details, I will go through it, sir.
Yes, but that is the one. Second is I was trying to give you a hint about National Financial Reporting Authority. Recently, in 2018, it has been incorporated by amending the Companies Act. That's why NFRA is becoming important when you are talking about CSR, may it be banking companies or non-banking institutions. especially corporate bodies. That has got important. So you might get a question, right?
I guess. I guess.
When you are saying that I have done my PhD on such and such area, so obviously it is expected that you should be updated, because research is a continuing process, even if after the submission of your thesis. That you may, I would request you to have an idea. And
Yes, sir. I,
secondly, there are certain basic procedural aspects, such as 138 cases, complaint cases, how the practical aspects, how the criminal procedure is set to motion, like filing an FIR, investigation, charge sheet, bail, right? A basic idea on the procedural aspect. I would request you to, you may not
yes, sir.
remember the procedures, but at least remember, you may not remember the statutes or the sections provisions, but at least the procedures you. But it is expected that you should know it, right? This
I
much,
guess.
this much. Thank you.
Sir,
All the best. Yes, please.
Industrial Dispute Act, payment of OJS, that details I go through it or not?
No, you
That
just have an idea. Just you need to have an idea, because when what I believe from our interaction with seniors, like sir can also give you feedback, where when you have got more experience in either, you said I have done my research in HR and industrial relationship, so obviously that would give a, a scope for the panelists to ask you some questions on that, because it is expected that you should have that basic idea at least, right? Because when you have done HR, then you should be aware about at least one law, that is Industrial Dispute Act,
I
right?
guess,
Because
sir.
right, this much you may just have an idea at least. Okay.
I guess, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sarita, you may unjoin. Thank you.
I guess, sir.
We'll have the next candidate in about 5 minutes.